You can see, nice flow to the back. Everything looks balanced. Now we're gonna work on the side. And hopefully, I think I'm gonna pull up a picture. Yeah, there we go. Picture of Jennifer Lawrence. And what you can see is right around the ear, it's a lot tighter. So what I'm gonna do is section this into 2 sections. We'll have our top half, which will clip away. And then the underneath, right around the ear, I'm gonna take a diagonal forward section, and I'm gonna take that really tight to the head. So it's almost like we're gonna undercut this portion. Because it's a mannequin, I'm gonna leave it a little bit longer, but we're gonna undercut it a little bit. Working diagonal forward, traveling guide. So I'm not trying to build up a long kind of sideburn area. We don't really want that there. So I'm traveling the guide and just so there'll be a slight bit of weight because of the diagonal forward section. Now I'm going to work on top of the head, on the top section. Still diagonal forward, but instead of cutting palm to palm, now I'm going to work on top of my fingers. So I'm going to use that bottom piece as a guide, and I'm going to cut shorts along in there and remove that weight. This point, I am following the round of the head, so you'll see that happening. That gives it that kind of push forward. You'll see in her hair, it's layered and pushed forward, almost like it's triangular, but there's no weight into it. So this technique helps break it up. If you wanted it even a little bit piecier, you could point cut at this point. But I like to build the structure in there, and I'll point cut it when it's dry. And I'm combing from the underneath up. For me, I like that because it's me basically keeping that guideline in there and just taking small sections and working through. So separate the bottom and the top just a little bit of hair at a time, working through diagonal forward and removing the weight. 90 degrees at this point, basically straight out from the head. And you can see it falls forward really nice, just like the look you're seeing in the picture, except on a mannequin, obviously. Going to do the same thing on this side, so we're going to section off half of it. The top's going to go away. We're going to do a little slight undercut, cutting diagonal forward in our fingers, palm to palm. Kind of an underneath view. Thaddeus is getting very creative in this part of it, but it shows a good angle there. Now we're going to work on top of our fingers again, using the bottom section as our guideline. When you're working with your scissor and you get that one blade moving, the great thing about it is you're going to have your steady blade resting against your finger, and then the cutting blade is going to come down and cut it. So you have less of a chance of cutting yourself if you're just moving that one blade. You can see following the round of the head there, that's all 90 degrees. Straight out from the head and following the round. So there shouldn't be too much of a weight buildup in there. Here we go, just finishing it up. And again, don't take too much hair. So that little tiny bit that I had left, I don't just add that to my section just to get done with the haircut. You section it off, and then you can just finish it off with that little bit. All right, still a nice even flow to the haircut. Very weightless because we're working on 90-degree angles. Now I'm going to split the front and the back of the head again. So we're going to be working in the back crown area first, then we can work on the front. I like to separate these in most haircuts because the crown of the head is definitely, you're going to work it differently. So I want to work with the cowlicks here. So depending on how much of a cowlick they have, I may do less tension, I guess, would be a good way to put it. So right now I'm going to work that straight up line that we were working before in the back. I'm going to work straight up in the air, and that'll again leave some weight right in the crown area so that they have that kind of proportioned head shape look, just to give them a little extra volume and kick in the back. So you see basically straight up in the air. I'm going to work traveling guide. Everything coming straight out. You wouldn't want to over direct this all to the center because what's going to happen is too much weight's going to build up. Just because you can't really see it in this, but my partings for that are just following the round of the head. So a slight diagonal back, straight out from the head, and then I'm just cutting that straight line, straight up towards the ceiling. Now you'll be able to see the sectioning basically that I had on the other side. So you can see there is a weight line, but it's not too much. It's not too extreme in there. Now we're going to take everything and over direct it just to the center division point. So basically the high point of the head. We're going to over direct everything back to that, and we're going to cut a short to long. We're going to use the basically the hair right around the occipital bone. We're going to use that as a guideline and cut straight up. We're going to be creating a triangular feel to the top of the head. So cutting short to long. Putting all that hair in my hands and just combing it back. Just don't comb it back too far because you don't want to push too much hair to the very front of the head. Grab the rest from the fringe and over direct it back to center back there. Not centered back, high point of the head. There we go. You can see it cutting short